If you're looking for a message from the spirits, this might be for you if you let me into your energy. Okay, so they're saying that you might be feeling a little bit defeated in some kind of situation. Like there's this energy of where you've given all that you can give, there's nothing really left to give. Like there's this vibe of just kind of being like, you know what, I've done everything I can, I'm done. Like you're just totally done with the situation. Let's see. They're also saying that you might be kind of like up in your head sometimes about like some sort of passion of yours or something that makes you feel good, if that makes sense. Like maybe people have shunned you for it, or people have been like, why are you like that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Type energy. But you're just kind of like in this energy of being like, you know what? What's wrong with my confidence? There's literally nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you being who you are. Okay, they're also saying that you're trying to manifest something into your life, but maybe you feel like you're looking for the stability to manifest that into your life. Like there's this energy where you feel like you have to put in the work, you have to do like, you have to put in a bit more effort, you have to do something, if that makes sense, to kind of have that in your life. Okay, they're also saying that maybe there's some sort of justice that you feel like will bring you a tower moment or something like that. Like maybe there's something that you feel like the scales need to be balanced, but it's something maybe you don't necessarily want to be balanced at this time. Like you're kind of like maybe trying to like offer a cup of love or something, but you feel like it's not enough, and you feel like things are just not going to work out in the way that you want them to. Okay. They're also saying that maybe there's like some sort of financial instability that you've been kind of going through. Like maybe it's just kind of like this energy of like you get the money and then it just kind of leaves really fast. Like it's hard to kind of like retain it, if that makes sense. Like it's just kind of leaving. Maybe there's this energy of where you've been kind of wanting to like uncross your finances or something like that. Maybe you feel like someone was out there messing with them in like the witchcraft world or something like that. Or you feel like people were just kind of like trying to block your blessings or something like that. And there's this energy of where like you're super passionate, you know what you want, you know what you deserve, basically. They're also saying that there's some sort of situation where you have to use a lot of strength to get what you want, if that makes sense. Like you're gonna have to like go up against some enemies or something. Like maybe you have like some enemies in the spiritual world or something like that. And maybe there's this energy of where they don't really like when you talk about it. They don't like when you say something about the enemies that you do carry or the enemies that you do have, if that makes sense. They're just kind of like, why would you like spread these rumors or whatever? But you're not really spreading rumors, I feel like. I feel like you're more spreading truth. And these people are having trouble kind of like accepting that you are spreading truth or something like that. Okay, they're also saying that there's like this energy of where you're trying to like rule your world, like you're not letting other people manifest for you, if that makes sense. You don't need other people to manifest your life, you need to manifest it for yourself, if that makes sense. And maybe you feel like other people's energy just kind of comes through and kind of tries to like mess with your energy in some kind of way. Like there might be this energy of where you can tell that people are trying to play with you and you can tell that their energy is just getting blocked, like it's not hitting you in any way, shape, or form. But it's like kind of like gliding past you or something like that. Like it's not touching you, but it's kind of like trying, if that makes sense. And they're saying that there's this energy of maybe sometimes where you don't like people's energy touching you. Like maybe like there's this weird like sensitivity that you have to energy or something. And it can kind of cause you to go through some heartbreak sometimes. Like maybe there's this energy of where like you kind of carry their weight, you carry their pain, you carry their burdens. And that makes you upset because you're just kind of sitting here trying to work on yourself, focus on yourself, and grow with yourself. But like maybe the universe is trying to teach you how to like differentiate your energy from their energy and how to kind of like protect yourself, if that makes sense. How to kind of like put yourself back together and not let them tear you back down, if that makes sense. Like kind of think of it maybe as like the immune system. Like you get some sort of sickness, then you're not going to get that same sickness again because the body knows how to recognize it. But you might get like different variations of it, if that makes sense. Like you might get like some random, like they might switch up on you, you know what I mean? They're also saying that you've been releasing fear of things. Like they're saying that there's this energy of where you've held on to things for so long. Like you don't want anyone to know about this, you don't want anyone to carry this burden for you, you don't want anyone to have to like deal with this, if that makes sense. But there's this energy of where you're like not judging yourself anymore, and you're just kind of letting the situation go. You're letting things just kind of flow the way that they have been in the way that they kind of need to, if that makes sense. Like you're kind of letting go of control. And they're also saying that maybe there's this energy of like maybe in the past you might feel like there was like some sort of chaos towards your success. Like maybe you were like kind of like inching towards success and you were just kind of like, okay, I'm scared of this success, I don't want this success or something like that. And now you're kind of like letting down those defenses, you're letting down those walls, and you're allowing yourself to be successful, if that makes sense. You're allowing yourself to protect your success, you're allowing yourself to kind of like be who you are. Okay, there's some sort of betrayal that you went through that you've been kind of like thinking about recently. Like maybe you just are kind of like you've dealt with a lot of really emotionally unavailable people. You've dealt with a lot of narcissistic people, people that are kind of like emotionally out of balance. Like maybe they're very reactive with their emotions and they're not very good at controlling them. And you're kind of like putting an ending to that. You're kind of like closing out that cycle, if that makes sense, so that you can kind of rebirth yourself into like this new energy. And maybe there's this energy of where you're choosing better people to be around you, if that makes sense. Like you're not allowing people that are just going to kind of like doubt you or dismiss you into your energy anymore. You're more only letting like the real, true, authentic people into your energy. They're also saying that you've been kind of thinking about your future and you're wondering how fast things are going to happen, if that makes sense. Like you know that things are just going to be here just like that at some point in your life, but you have to kind of like do the work to get there, and you have been doing the work to get there, but they kind of want you to remember the world is your oyster, but also remember that you still have time, if that makes sense. You're still kind of like growing and learning and kind of gaining life experience. Okay, they're also saying that maybe there's something that's a little bit mysterious to you. Like maybe there's someone in your life that has been kind of very disempowered recently. You're kind of wondering why this person's acting like this, why this person's doing this, why are, you know, and you're kind of just like overly questioning everything that they're kind of going through. But honestly, they don't want you to like really focus on this person right now. Like I feel like they really just want you to focus on yourself and protecting yourself and like focusing on your own abundance. Like kind of like block out other people's burdens and kind of only let in your own burdens, if that makes sense. But also like do what you want to do, you know? Okay, they're saying that you've been completing some sort of cycle with your intuition. Like maybe you're kind of like not doubting your intuition anymore. You're kind of allowing yourself to kind of like trust your intuition a little bit more, and you're letting it kind of flow a little bit more. And maybe you're kind of like opening your heart back up to your intuition. Maybe there was like a period where you felt like it lied to you or it didn't tell you the truth, or there's like this energy of where like you kind of felt like you just weren't like intuitive or something like that. But there's this energy of where like it makes you really happy to like think that you are intuitive and like those kind of vibes. Like just remember that like everyone has their own specific gifts. They all have their own like unique way, you know what I mean? Maybe you've seen someone out in the world that kind of had like a very similar gift to you or something like that, and you kind of like it maybe made you a little bit uncomfortable because you're like, okay, why are you taking my energy? But like maybe they weren't taking your energy. The universe was just trying to show you to appreciate yourself in another human, if that makes sense. Like they're just trying to show you like, you know what, look, you're not the only one out there, but you have your own unique way of connecting. You know, they have their own unique way of connecting, but you guys both have a very similar way, if that makes sense. Like there's clairaudience. People are very clairaudient around the world, and everyone connects in their own unique way, you know what I mean? There's people that have clairsentience, you know, like it's just kind of like the way that it works. But maybe you have like a very unique gift that not very many people have or not very many people display, if that makes sense. And you're kind of seeing someone else do that, and you're just kind of like, it's like weird energy. Okay. They're also saying that you maybe have been having a lack of options within your life. Like maybe you feel like you don't have any opportunity to go do anything. You don't have any opportunities to go out with people or something like that. Maybe you have a lack of friendships or something like that. Or maybe you have a bit of a lack of control sometimes. Um, okay, they're also saying that maybe you're questioning someone's love for you. Like you're kind of being like, okay, look, I can see that you love me, but I can see that you love all these other people, if that makes sense. Like maybe like they have very lustful eyes for many different opportunities or many different people, and that's some sort of truth that you've been facing or something like that. And you're kind of thinking in the future, you're like, hey, is this the temporary success for me? Was this only like a little ride for me to go on, if that makes sense? Okay. Like they're going back to the stability here. Like they're saying like you're really just focusing on your stability, you're focusing on your grounding, you're focusing on kind of connecting to your own energy and kind of like maybe like your own abundance, you know what I mean? You're focusing on your family, you're focusing on like yourself basically. And maybe there's this energy of where you've been wanting to call in like some sort of soulmate or something like that, someone that is kind of really important to you. But maybe there's this energy of maybe like fear from this, maybe because you've had like some soulmates in the past that were just kind of like really annoying. You kind of like, okay, maybe there's someone's voice that is kind of like making you annoyed too. Like maybe there's someone that just continuously talks and talks and talks and talks, but they never give you room to talk. And it might be kind of a little bit frustrating for you. Okay. And maybe there's like some sort of opportunities that have been coming towards you, but they're not the opportunities that you're looking for. So it's kind of making you feel a little bit upset or just kind of sad, or like everything that you kind of try to do kind of just fails or something like that. Like it's just this energy of being like foolish for even trying kind of vibe. They're also saying that maybe there's a friend closer to you than you think, but maybe don't walk away from them. Like maybe you've talked to them a little bit, if that makes sense, but you haven't really like had very much conversations, but it's been like a long time coming, if that makes sense. But there's this energy of where you both are kind of like working through your own burdens and your own problems and your own issues and stuff like that. So that you guys can both come to each other correct, if that makes sense. You don't want to come towards this person in a way where you're not like correct, if that makes sense. But they're also saying don't be too harsh on yourself. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna love you for like the spot that you're in, if that makes sense. Like people are gonna appreciate you for where you're at. And if they don't love you for where you're at, then what's the point of even having that connection? You know what I mean? Like people are gonna fail. People are gonna kind of like be not always perfect. So like let go of perfectionism. You know what I mean? Okay, but maybe this person's kind of in a similar energy, and that's something you guys aren't really talking about. Like maybe there's this energy of where you both are just kind of like, okay, I want to be perfect, I want to be right, I want to be this, I want to be that. You know what I mean? But there's this energy of like, you know what? Just let the love flow. Like stop sitting here and trying to like put it off because you're not perfect, because you're not in alignment or whatever. Like what's meant for you is truly going to find you, basically is what they're saying. Like literally what's meant for you is going to find you. What's meant for you is going to cross your path. And honestly, sometimes you have to choose what is meant for you. Like you can kind of see things coming into your life and you're like, you know what, this might have been meant for me at some point, but not anymore. Like I've learned this lesson, I've grown from this. It's time to change, it's time to heal, it's time to kind of like choose myself and kind of like focus on your own personal power.